Today I'm going to show you some amazing small towns that most would call hidden gems. One of the most popular searches for people looking to move is great small towns. Why not? Small towns are great. Only makes sense. As you get a little older, small towns become more appealing. Many of the options you need as a young person are less important. You don't need 15 different clubs to choose from for a night out. A local pub or restaurant bar is just fine. Chances are you're not on Tinder and needing a stable of options. If you do, that's your kink. I'm not hating on it. Today we're looking at 10 great small towns with less than 2,000 residents. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look. Number 10, Mesino, California. Mendocino, where the ocean views are as stunning as the art galleries. This small California coastal town is in between the San Francisco Bay and the Oregon border. It's been many years since I've been there and I've always wanted to go back. There was just something about this little small nothing town. I shouldn't say nothing, it's just a blip on the map. But it's beautiful. The calm, the art scene, the coast, I don't know. Just something stuck with me about this town all these years. I'm talking 30 years later. I don't know, at the time I was reading Jack London books, and I think I just finished On the Road Again. Those guys spent a lot of time in California and stuff like that. I was all into that scene for a while there, and I just ended up in Mendocino one weekend. Years later, I was watching reruns of Murder, She Wrote, and Mendocino was used as this fictional town, Cabot Cove, Maine. 9 episodes of like their 260 some odd episodes were filmed in Mendocino. In recent years, the town has seen a slight population increase and they're still below 1,000 residents. It attracts those who appreciate its serene, nature-filled lifestyle. Residents enjoy a focus on the arts, stunning coastal scenery, and the chance to live in a picturesque little town on the California coast. Now, if you want to live here, it'll set you back a bit. They have like 1/2 and 3/4 acre lots for about $400,000 to $500,000. But if you want a decent home here, your starting money is probably going to be around $1 million realistically. They say the average home value here is a little over $903,000. This is a cute town. It doesn't have a lot of people. Matter of fact, they only have a population of 932,000 residents. This is one of my favorite places to be, and I haven't been there in years. I go by my experience from years ago and I look at their stats, and their stats are great. Number 9, Berlin, Maryland. Most of the time people think of Baltimore when they think of Maryland. It's a small state and Baltimore's a big city, but Berlin is so far away from Baltimore, not just in distance, but statistically they're like in a different world. Baltimore is a bit of a nightmare. Berlin is really nice and has some great stats. Berlin is where historic charm and modern creativity collide. The population has remained stable, drawing families and retirees who love the vibrant art scene they have here and historic buildings. This is the type of town where it's just filled with families and community events, and the occasional reenactment of the town's 19th century heyday. I wouldn't say it's a coastal town, it's a bit of a distance from the coast. If you want to hit the beaches of Ocean City, Maryland, that's about a 30-minute drive, give or take a few minutes. I've never been to Ocean City. I've been to a lot of coastal towns. Ocean City, I've heard wonderful things about it, but I've never been there. One of the greatest things about Berlin, Maryland, it's 2.5 hours from Baltimore. Berlin has a population of about 5,200 residents, and the average home value here is $446,000. That's not bad. Number 8, Red Lodge, Montana. Red Lodge, where the only thing more plentiful than outdoor activities are the community events. Yeah, they have a lot of them here. Oddly enough, they all seem to have sort of a Western theme to them. Not all of them, but, you know, it's Montana. They're going to do that. The town's population has grown a bit, luring nature lovers and tourists who can't resist the picture-perfect charm. Great place to do some Instagramming. Residents kick back and enjoy a life packed with festivals and outdoor shenanigans, because why have one when you can have both? This is a great place for people that like to, winter sports. There's some skiing in the area. If you're looking for it on a map, it is south of Billings, southwest of Billings, not too far from the Wyoming border. This is definitely not a bad place to live. It can get a little cold, but if you're moving to Montana, you gotta expect that. Red Lodge, Montana has a population of about 2,500 residents, and the average home value is about $502,000. Now, the neat thing about this town is if you buy a house for $502,000, you're gonna get a little acreage with it. Number 7, Cloudcroft, New Mexico. Sounds like a fake name, but I assure you, it is real. One thing I should tell you right now, if you hear booming in the background, nobody's shooting at me. I'm recording this on the 4th of July, and it appears a lot of my neighbors have gone across the border into Washington and bought a whole bunch of illegal fireworks. But Cloudcroft is where the air is cool and the people are cooler. The town has seen a slight population increase, attracting those who want a mountain retreat. This is in the mountains of New Mexico. Residents enjoy a tight-knit community, plenty of outdoor activities, and the kind of peace and quiet you can only get when you're at 9,000 feet. Yeah, this one's up there. If you're looking for Cloudcroft, it is in the Lincoln National Forest. It is southwest of Roswell, New Mexico, and they only have a population of 764 people. That's not a lot. Type of town where you don't lose your boyfriend or girlfriend, you just lose your turn with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Not a lot of people to date in a place like this. If you want to move here and you want to buy a home, you're looking at an average home value of about $304,000. Number 6, Bayfield, Wisconsin. Bayfield sits on Lake Superior, a canoe ride away from the Canadian border. It is north of Ashland, Wisconsin, and east of Duluth. Bayfield is known as the gateway to the Apostle Islands, where kayaks are as common as cars. The town has seen a small population increase, with new residents attracted to its peaceful, outdoor-centric lifestyle. If you enjoy sailing, apple orchards, and more lighthouses than you can count, this is a great place for you. They only have a population of about 596 residents, and the average home value is about $327,000. Not bad. Number 5, Chinky, Virginia. Chinky, where wild ponies roam free and the biggest traffic jam probably involves a herd of horses. Chinky is a town on the island of the same name, in Virginia's Eastern Shore region. It's a gateway to the Chinky National Wildlife Refuge. This is a pretty interesting place to live. It's really nice, and it's right there on the coast. You got the Chinky Bay right there, and then not too far away, you have the Atlantic Ocean. It's not too far from the Delaware-Virginia border. And stop typing. It's actually Maryland's border. Gotta go through Maryland a bit to get to Delaware. Who was leaving the comment? The population has grown slightly in the last handful of years, attracting nature enthusiasts and families who enjoy life on a quiet island. Residents spend their days at the beach or on the water or trying to figure out how to take a pony home. Chinky has a population of just under 3,000 residents, and if you want to buy a home here, you're looking at the average home value of about $365,000. So I poked around on Zillow on this one. Realistically, if you want something nice, you could probably get it for right around $425,000. Now, there are a lot of older homes that could use a little help, and they range anywhere from $185,000 to about $300,000. Number 4, Stow, Vermont. If you like to ski and you like the New England area, you know about Stow, Vermont. Stow, where the hills are live with the sound of snowboards. This is like a complete Instagram type of town. If you're a professional YouTuber and vlogger and Instagram person, you'll eventually find your way to take some pictures of Stow, Vermont. Stow is a town in northern Vermont. It's overlooked by Mount Mansfield, and it's known for its trails and its ski slopes. That's what people come here for. That or to have some nice cocoa and a nice bed and breakfast. This picturesque town has seen a slight population increase, attracting people who like their winters long and their maple syrup pure. Life in Stow revolves around outdoor activities and community events, like so many other small towns. The unofficial motto of this town is no snow, no go. Stow has a population of about 721 permanent residents. That swells during the ski season with visitors and seasonal workers. And if you want to buy a home here, the average home value is about $989,000. If you want to get something decent, it's going to be about $1.2 million at a minimum. Number 3, Blowing Rock, North Carolina. Blowing Rock, where the mountains are as high as the local spirits. Blowing Rock is a village in western North Carolina on the scenic Blue Ridge Parkway. It's named after Blowing Rock, a formation with sweeping views of peaks, forests, and the John River Gorge. If you're looking for it on a map, it is near Johnson City, Tennessee, not too far from where Virginia, Tennessee, and North Carolina meet. North Carolina is getting really popular these days. A lot of the areas are kind of blowing up a little bit. These smaller towns, not so much, but give them time. The population here is holding steady, likely because once you breathe the fresh mountain air, you never want to leave. They don't have a lot of people moving in, but some do, and then it kind of makes up for the people that maybe pass away or something. Residents enjoy hiking, skiing, and small town charm so strong it's rumored even the trees gossip about you. That's one thing I never bring up. If you've never lived in a small town and you're thinking about it, be prepared. People in small towns gossip a lot. Not all of them, but it is sort of a tradition in a lot of small towns. Blowing Rock has a population of about 1,300 residents, and the average home value here is about $715,000. Number 2, Marfa, Texas. Marfa's a desert town where art installations actually outnumber people, and the only thing moving around other than people are tumbleweeds. This is the Texas we all thought the entire state looked like if all we knew about Texas was from old westerns we watched as a kid. Still to this day, there's people that don't understand that there are different parts of Texas. You know, there's Houston, which is very swampy. Most people think the entire state of Texas looks like the landscapes around Amarillo, Lubbock, and of course Marfa. Marfa is unique in a lot of different ways. Number 1, the movie Giant that starred Rock Hudson, James Dean, and Elizabeth Taylor. You know, most of us grew up knowing Elizabeth Taylor as an older woman, but if you look at the old days, the 1950s and 60s of Elizabeth Taylor, she was a gorgeous woman. Anyway, Marfa is also known for having a Prada store. It's really just a display, but it looks like a Prada store in the middle of nowhere. It's like an art display. If you like the Texas heat and you don't mind a really vibrant art scene, Marfa might be a great place to live. They have a population of about 1,725 residents, and their average home value is about $315,000. Not bad, Marfa. All right, before we get to number 1, if you're thinking about moving to any one of these towns or any place in the United States, there's a link for Home and Money in the description area below. They can get you in touch with a real estate agent anywhere in the country. All right, on to number 1. And number 1, Carmel by the Sea, California. So it's called Carmel by the Sea, but everyone just calls it Carmel. I don't know what the deal is with that, why it just wasn't called Carmel. Originally, I thought that they'd just changed it. Sometimes people try and French things up, you know, make it sound more classy. Where I grew up, there was this place called the Palos Verdes Mall, and at some point they changed it to the Shops at Palos Verdes. Bunch of old housewives trying to spice things up in their neighborhood. Anyway, Carmel, or Carmel by the Sea, is a beautiful coastal town in California. Clint Eastwood used to be the mayor. They actually have a law on the books here where it's illegal to wear high heels. Not even joking. Now, the police really don't cite people for this, but it is on the books. It was authored by the city's attorney in 1963. Apparently, they had a whole bunch of lawsuits from people in high heels tripping over uneven pavement because the pavement there, they've got all these tree roots that come right up to the surface, so they mess up the sidewalks. Couple lawsuits from people in heels. No more heels. What it's there for is if someone tries to sue for that, they're all, were you wearing heels? Well, you were illegally wearing heels then. It's your fault. Carmel's a beautiful place. I used to go there all the time. I was stationed up at Fort Ord, which isn't too far from there in California. Great beach, great people. Well, the people are snobs. The people at the beach were nice. Carmel has a population of about 3,146 residents, and their average home value here is, buckle up for this, almost $2.2 million. That's the average. All right, that's today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, you'll probably enjoy one of the 2 videos that's being shown to you right now. Everybody have a great day. Be nice to each other.